So in the previous video we have addressed the gradient adaptive lattice. So this has been implemented, or it is suggested to be implemented for the efficiency or the reduction into the computational complexity, you can say here. And for this particular purpose we focus the linear prediction either into the forward direction or the backward direction here. So therefore the equivalent adaptive all pole signal modeling is addressed by this particular video that we have covered in the previous. So since this particular suggested implementation is minimizing the mean square forward and backward prediction errors, the gradient adaptive lattice that we have abbreviated as capital GAL is not directly applicable to the variety of the adaptive filtering applications as like the system identification, channel equalization or echo cancellation here. So therefore we are going to reconsider the topic of joint process estimator that can be utilized for the estimation of the arbitrary process denoted by D of n here. So let us visualize one illustration where the joint process estimator can be made adaptive with the help of the structure shown into the block schematic here. This is basically the adaptive formulation of the lattice structure that has been introduced into the previous video, and this is the estimator for the estimation of a process denoting D of n, the desired signal from the practical signal available x of n. So as we see this particular diagram, we find there are two stages. The first stage is adaptive lattice predictor as we have covered in the previous video, whereas the second stage is producing the estimate of the desired signal D of n by taking a linear combination of the backward prediction error that we have denoted by e sub j of n, and to the power of e we have represented minus sign, negation sign here. So therefore we have adaptive lattice preprocessor working in conjunction with an adaptive tapped delay line here. Now in order to analyze this particular adaptive joint process estimator, let us start with one assumption that the reflection coefficient that in the previous video we have denoted by capital gamma suffix k of n in general, and the tapped delay line coefficients here we denoted by b suffix n of k are the constants here. So here we have the error signal generalized representation. So e of n is the error signal, which is a subtraction d of n minus the estimate of d of n, equal to, we have it, d of n minus b to the power capital T to represent the corresponding transpose in multiplication to e to the power minus, and it is a function of small n here. So in this representation there should be the equal to sign after d cap of n, and on the RHS it should be d of n minus the last term that you see here. So in this representation small b is a vector here for which the transpose is suggested. So this is basically a set of elements b of 0, b of 1, b of 2 and so on up to b of p minus 1 here. Whereas for the backward prediction error we have the notation e of n, and there it is negative sign over the head of e. It is a transpose of the elements collected in a matrix form. Here it is e suffix 0 of n negative, e suffix 1 of n negative, e suffix 2 of n negative and so on up to e suffix p minus 1 of n, and there it is negative sign over the head of e. So here we can find the coefficients that we have been denoting by b of k that minimize the mean square error, that is denoted by zeta of n, which is expected value of mod square of the error signal small e of n. So this minimization will be made possible by differentiating this zeta of n with respect to the complex conjugate of d of k and setting the derivatives equal to the value 0 here. So the result is a set of normal equations of the form given by the matrix equation or the vector equation you can refer to as capital R suffix e into the vector small b is equal to small r suffix de, which is the cross correlation here. So capital R suffix e is the expected value of the multiplication of e of n, e is negative, to the Hermitian of e of n, e is negative here. So this is nothing but the autocorrelation matrix. We have been denoting it with the letter capital R, and this is for the backward prediction error, and there it is the cross correlation between the desired process and the backward prediction error, that it is shown as R suffix de, it is equal to the expected value of d of n multiplied to the Hermitian of e to the power minus 1, not minus 1, only the minus sign of small n here. So these are the equations. Those can be simplified considerably if we make the use of the fact that the backward prediction errors are orthogonal here. The concept of orthogonality we have already covered in the previous chapter. The chapter it was titled linear prediction and optimum linear filters here. So the condition mathematically here we denote expected value of e of n, e is negative, into the Hermitian of the same e of n, e is negative. So this is represented as capital D suffix p, which is equal to diag of, we have epsilon 0, comma epsilon 1, epsilon 2 up to epsilon suffix p here. So diag, DIAG is referring to the diagonal structure for the autocorrelation matrix denoted by capital R suffix e in the second equation of this slide, that decouples the normal equations and allows for solving for each of the coefficient denoted by b of k independently. So here we have b of k is equal to 1 upon epsilon suffix k multiplied to the expected value of d of n to that of the complex conjugate of e suffix k of n, e is minus here. Now this particular solution assumes that the processes are stationary and a requirement of the knowledge of the cross correlation between the desired signal d of n and e suffix k of n, e is negative. So here the consideration of the case using the gradient descent approach can give us the adaptive nature to adjust the coefficients b of k. So this will have the update equation for the coefficients b of k in the form b suffix n plus 1 is equal to b suffix n minus the step size mu multiplied to the gradient of the error here, so del zeta of n here. Now since the gradient involves an expectation here, so here it is gradient zeta of n, that is nothing but minus expectation value of e of n into the complex conjugate of e of n, e is negative here. So thereupon we can have the use of the LMS approach, least mean squares approach, for replacing the expected value with the instantaneous value here, and the update equation for the use of LMS algorithm will be by the expression b suffix n plus 1 is equal to b suffix n minus mu into e of n into the complex conjugate of e of n, e is negative here. So in terms of the individual filter coefficients b of k we have been representing in general, the update equation using the LMS approach will be b suffix n plus 1 of k, it is equal to b suffix n of k added by mu into the error signal e of n into the complex conjugate of E suffix k of n, and E is negative here. So as the topic is joint process estimator, it can be simply noted that there are two sets of parameters. Those are being updated into a parallel form here or a simultaneous form. The two parameters are the reflection coefficients, those we have represented by gamma suffix j of n, and these are attempting to be orthogonal to the input process x of n. And the second parameters are the coefficients denoted b suffix n of k. These are utilized for forming the estimate of the desired signal d of n. So this was a discussion on the topic joint process estimator to have more applicability of the designed adaptive filter for the variety of the applications of the signal processing domain here.